Oh, and you were expecting the same guy in the thumbnail, weren't you? And all that turned up was this 57-year-old wreck. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. I seem to be a little bit off centre here. Let's sort that out. Come on. There we go. There we go. You've got to be in the centre. Got to be in the centre, yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. Shall we get him out now, shall we? Oh my God, I can't tell you how excited he's been all week. Seriously, he's been jumping up and down, swinging off the chandeliers. It's been ridiculous. Yeah, I had to give him some. I had to give him some medication to calm him down a bit. You know, those special blue pills. You know the ones. Yeah. Anyway, here he is. Yes, it's Lewis Hamilton, #1 fan, TB the Bear. Hello, TB. Yes, I know, Lewis. One. And I know you're ecstatic. Yes. Yes, look, he loves it. He loves it, he does. He loves it. Lewis Hamilton. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I never thought I'd see the day again. Did you? You never doubted it for a minute. Oh, dear. Oh, well, anyway, let's put you down there, TB the Bear. Hello, everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. The Backstreet Boys are back. Right, before we start the show, while everyone's forming a queue, let's start, of course, with the F1 news. Now, we've got to take this with a pinch of salt because it comes from Planet F1, which are well known for being a clickbaity website. So this may not be true, but we'll have a look at it anyway because it's a very slow F1 news day today. Yes, a very slow F1 news day. We've got is Sainz turns up the heat at Williams. He says we need to do more. And we've got Max Verstappen demands FIA penalty in untelevised team radio. As I say, this could be clickbaity, so I'm not saying this is gospel. But let's have a look at it. Let's have a look. Untelevised team radio footage from the Barcelona Grand Prix has revealed the moment Max Verstappen called for the FIA to penalise a rival driver. Verstappen came home a distant fourth in Spain last weekend, trailing the race-winning Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton by 40 seconds. Untelevised Max Verstappen team radio emerges from Barcelona Grand Prix. Excuse me. The four-time world champion endured a lonely race in Barcelona, finishing 18 seconds clear of Oscar Piastri's fifth-place McLaren. Verstappen and Red Bull have endured a muted start to the 2026 season, with the 28-year-old limited to a single podium finish so far. Untelevised footage from last weekend's race has revealed how Verstappen called for a rival driver to be penalised for failing to move aside as he came up to lap him. The identity of the driver in question has not been verified, but Verstappen was believed to have been referring to Alpine's Pierre Gasly, who finished the lap down in 7th place. Verstappen said on lap 53 of 66 in Barcelona, "Mate, this guy should get a penalty. He's staying way too long in front, it's just a joke." Verstappen had another encounter with a backmarker on lap 43 when he lapped the 12th place Williams of Carlos Sainz. Sainz did not seem to be aware of Verstappen's presence as the Red Bull moved around the outside of turn 3, with Verstappen momentarily forced to put two wheels off track as the Williams moved towards the racing line. "Oh my God," Verstappen said. "What, he didn't see me or something?" Verstappen made a number of complaints about the RB22 car over the course of the race. As early as lap 10, he raised concerns over the power delivery of the Red Bull power unit. He said, "No power at all out of here, engine just doesn't go." In a message that made the official TV broadcast, meanwhile, Verstappen said of his struggles with tyres, "Yeah, struggling a lot with the tyres. I'm even wobbling on the straight, it's quite impressive." Oh dear. In the closing stage of the race, Verstappen reported an issue with the car's downshifts, with the problem particularly troublesome at turn 10. The full exchange between Verstappen and his race engineer, Jean-Pierre Lambesi, from lap 58 went as follows. Lambesi: other than Hamilton, the race leader, you are the fastest car on track at the moment, Max. Verstappen: I have some really random, like awful downshifts. Okay, stand by, we're checking. This corner is horrendous. Is that the downshift you're referring to, Max? Well, yeah, you can't see it? Max, there's nothing really on the downshift we can help you with. Only option worth a try is perhaps +1 on the offset. +1 on the offset for turn 10. Verstappen added on the penultimate lap, my gearbox must be fucked. It's really bad now. The full exchange at the checkered flag between Verstappen, Lambesi and Red Bull team principal Laurent Mekies went as follows. Well done, Max. That was a great effort today, mate. Good job. We'll have was that fail 84 and charge? Oh, that's a technical term, obviously. We'll have fail 84 and charge on, please. Fail 84 and charge on. Well done. Yeah, I think so, says Verstappen. I mean, yeah, it's something race. The other ones ahead were too quick, but yeah, it's all right. Well done. It was the maximum we could be achieved today. Well done with the pace and the tyre management all through the race. Good stuff. The rest of the gap, we know we need to chase it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just tricky with the tyres. So there you go. Maxi boy. As I say, very slow F1 news day at the moment. That's about all we've got. Yes. I'm just looking down the list. And there's not much else, because obviously there's no Grand Prix this weekend. So the F1 news is very thin on the ground. Right, that's enough of that bull crap. Let's get to your lovely comments. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello Shane, welcome to the stream. He says, I felt quite emotional on Sunday since it was the last time we'll see Formula 1 racing in Barcelona for 2 years since it's getting rotated with Spa. Yes indeed, Shane, yes indeed. Hello Mr. Will F1, welcome to the stream. He says, Lewis Hamilton is not the GOAT. There you go. Difference of opinion there from Will. Shane says, the reason for Barcelona and Spa getting rotated is because the calendar is not going to go beyond 24 races. Will says, Hookster is better. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You told us last week already, Shane, says Will. Which means the F1 calendar will not have 25 or 26 races. Will says, Williams are a joke. Yes, I have to agree with you, Will. I have to agree with you. If we remember back to, was it just before the start of this season or the start of last season? I can't really remember because the seasons do tend to meld together. But I remember the big hope for Williams, James Vowles, coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, this is going to bring Williams to the front now. We are going to start fighting for not wins, but be fighting for points, good points up the top." And it just hasn't materialised at all, really, has it? I mean, they've come out of this year with an overweight car, and they're just really suffering, aren't they? They're really suffering. I mean, I only get the highlights, but I can't even remember seeing Williams in that race in Barcelona, to be fair. I can't remember seeing anything of Williams in there. So it just sort of shows you. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of complaints about the TV coverage this year and the fact that they only seem to stick to the first 6 drivers, which is definitely a thing that is going on at the moment. They are definitely just concentrating on the leaders. I've also had concerns about where a lot of the action gets stuck in that little tiny screen in the corner where the race positions are, and I think that there surely should be a switch that they can just flick and then flick between the live feed and then what's going out if there's something exciting going on, and not just have it in a little corner bit. Surely they could do that in 2026. So I'm a bit concerned about that. But yeah, Williams, not good. I agree with you, Shane. And for me, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul as a long-term Williams supporter. As I say, I'm more of a team supporter than an actual driver, because drivers come and go. Teams on the whole tend to stay around for quite a few years. There's always exceptions to that, but a lot of the teams that are in Formula One now have been around for a very long time. Williams, of course, Ferrari, McLaren, all the big teams, have been around for a very long time. So yeah, I've been a big supporter of Williams, but yeah, I mean, I just can't see anything happening this year. I can't see anything happening next year either because based on this year's car, the regulations are just getting a tiny little tweak to the engine, just a tiny little tweak. I'm a little bit perplexed why they've just done that, in fact, just a tiny little tweak next year before it goes to a 60-40 split the year after. It's a little bit perplexing why I've done that. I don't know why I didn't just go straight in for a 60-40 split, but that's the FIA for you. They didn't want to upset Ferrari because Ferrari were a little bit against these changes, weren't they? So they thought, oh, we'll just soften the water a little bit, make it a little bit more palatable for Ferrari. So there you go. That's what we got. A slight change for 2027, and then it's going to be a 60-40 split for 2028. But yes, Williams, not good, and I can't see any upturn in performance at Williams. There's a lot of teams right now that are doing pretty badly, it has to be said. I mean, one of those has to be Cadillac. They're doing appallingly, absolutely appallingly. I mean, yes, they are a brand new team, and yes, it takes a long time to get anywhere in Formula One if you're a brand new team, but they're just not doing anything, are they? I've also been disappointed with Audi. They just don't seem to be going anywhere either. Now, of course, we have got Aston Martin, but everyone knows about the problems with the Aston Martin, so you have to give them a little bit of leeway there. And it has been reported that soon, I think it's going to be Spa, we are going to have an Aston Martin B-spec car. Now, back in the day, which I'm talking about the 90s, B-spec cars used to be a thing for all the teams every single year. It was particularly gutty at Williams when Williams, sort of halfway through the season, suddenly came out with their B-spec car because their original car was already fast enough, and the B-spec car would come out and it'd be even faster, and the other teams were like, oh God. But sometimes this did work very, very well because sometimes out of the gate, the original car wasn't very good, and they could come out with a B-spec model, which in some instances actually improved enormously. So yeah, in some cases it did work very, very well indeed. I remember, I think it was Williams in '88. They had to switch over to the Judd engines because they fell out with their engine supplier, who I do believe was Honda back then. I can't remember, but they fell out with their engine supplier, so they had to have Judd engines, and oh my God, they were so horribly underpowered. It was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. That was a write-off year for Williams, '88 it was, with those horrible engines in. But yeah, so a B-spec car sometimes does a good job of fixing any problems that you've had with the original car, and that's what Aston Martin are going to have. They're going to have a B-spec car for Spa. Is it going to make much difference? Well, unfortunately, it's not the 90s anymore. It's 2026. And I don't believe that a completely revised car will have the same impact that it would have had in the 90s, to be honest. So I'm not holding out any great hopes that it's going to be, such a special car and it's going to be fighting up there. I'd just like to see it not be at the back. And I'd like to see it finish a race. And I'd like to see a little smile on Lancey Boy's face for once. Yes, because at the moment, it's pretty grim at Aston Martin. It's pretty grim for Alonso as well. He looks absolutely fed up. He's already said this could be my last Barcelona, so he's already given hints that he's probably going to retire at the end of the year. And who can blame him? What is he, 45 years old? 44? He's in the back of the grid. He's hardly finishing races. He's finishing last or second to last, depending on whether it's Lance Stroll's time to be last. It's just a shit show. It really is a shit show. But we will see what happens. Of course, there's been a lot of concerns with Adrian Newey's health. He's been in hospital apparently. Still no news of what he's actually had or what he's actually got. But he's been apparently recovering at home. All very up in the air at Aston Martin. So we don't really know what's going on there. But we will see. We will see what happens. Before I continue, it's time for a somber moment, unfortunately. As you will no doubt have seen on the internet or on the news, because it's been all over the news, the very sad news that Jeremy Clarkson, who is someone that I've avidly followed for a very long time, has unfortunately got cancer, and apparently is an aggressive form of cancer. He wouldn't reveal what cancer it was, but apparently it's very well known that he has got prostate cancer. Now, the good news is that prostate cancer is one of the survivable cancers. He did say it's aggressive, but they have apparently caught it early, and it is one of the cancers that is definitely survivable, and he has a very, very high chance of surviving for another 5 years, which, if anyone who's had cancer will tell you, that's basically a gift if you get 5 more years after you've been diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. So, sad news all round for Jeremy, but I hope he beats this, and I hope he comes back, and I hope he comes back really strong and starts really, laying into some people like we all know he's done in the past. And I want to see the old Jezza. Yes, I want to see the old Jezza, because I've been missing him lately. I haven't really followed anything he's done with the farming stuff, because it hasn't really got any interest for me, unfortunately. But anyway, I wish Jeremy Clarkson all the best, and I hope he makes a full and fast recovery. Shane says, yes, I know, but I'm saying I feel emotional about this year being the last time we'll see Formula 1 race in Barcelona until 2 years. 101-year-old wreck. Thank you, Will. Sir David Attenborough is younger than Hookster. Yes, he is. Stupid bear, says Will. Shane says, hi, TB, my favourite bear. He says, hi, Shane. He's just underneath my feet. I'm really proud of Lewis Hamilton for winning the Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix. Yes, he did well, Shane. Wow, Planet F1, says Shane. Yes, don't trust Planet F1, Shane. No, they're a very clickbaity website. Very, very clickbaity stuff. And half the stuff isn't even true. But as I say, it was a very slow news day, so it's all I could find. ShaneBot.exe is a Lewis Hamilton fan, I think. I'm a fan of all the F1 drivers. Thank you very much. Even Lance Stroll. Yes. TMI won't like that. Hello, Matthew7657. Welcome to the stream. He says, well, I knew he'd be saying this. Lewis Hamilton is a beautiful man. Yes, I agree with you, Matthew. And I agree. He's a beautiful man. Yes, beautiful man. I would take back everything that I've said about Lewis Hamilton, but unfortunately I can't, because I've already said it. And I'm not going to take it back now. I have been a critic of Lewis Hamilton, and justly so, because all I do is say what I see. And, you will agree with me, Matt, that Lewis's performance on the track has been sadly lacking over the past couple of seasons. You'll agree with me there, Matt. Nobody could disagree with that. It's been sadly lacking. But it's also great to see Lewis when he comes back. Yes, it is. As I say, I've been an avid Lewis Hamilton fan since he started 2007. I saw him at Buckmore Park when he was doing karting, and I think he was only about 8 years old, and I just went up there one Saturday afternoon after finishing work, and I just saw him driving around. I didn't even know who he was, because I'll say he was only about 8 years old, but I saw him up there, and it's just strange to sort of think about that now, that he was there then, and then he's gone on to be a 7 times world champion, and I was just sort of standing there, not knowing who this kid was. But yeah, so I've been an avid fan of Lewis Hamilton for a very long time. But in life, when when you're not doing well, then I've got to report it as that. You're not doing well. But also, if you can come back from that and say, yeah, you did really well, then that's fine. And yes, he did really well in that race in Barcelona, and he deserved the win. The only thing I would have liked to have seen was not that virtual safety car. I mean, he came out of that last pit stop, or he would have come out of that last pit stop, I think 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds behind both the Mercedes. That's the fight I would have liked to have seen. That's what I would have liked to have seen. I'd like to have seen that fight between the two Mercedes, because they were both on the same tyres. And Lewis's tyres, I think, were about 5 laps newer, something like that. So it would have been an epic battle. Do I think he would have got past the two Mercedes? Well, hindsight is a beautiful thing, but I've got no idea. Possibly. He definitely had a lot of pace in that car, so it's possible. But I think it would have been also very difficult as well. Very difficult. So, it could have been a completely different scenario. But, as I've said many times before, and lots of people forget about this, but it should be the thing, whoever crosses the finishing line should be the winner. And Lewis crossed the line, he won the race, so he deserves to be the winner. So well done to Lulu. Fantastic. Hello, Mr. Plino Plessy. Welcome to the stream. He says, congratulations to Lewis Hamilton on winning the Spanish Grant. Yes, indeed. Congratulations and celebrations. Was that Cliff Richard? I think that was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Cliff Richard, wasn't it? Sure it was. Anyway, yes, well done to Lewis Hamilton. And yes, Matt, I am now back to being a Lewis Hamilton fan again. Yes. Back to being a Lulu fan. Yes. I know I made that video saying it's over and he's washed up and needs to retire. But as I say, I just say it how I see it. And at that point when I made the video, he was doing very badly. It was possibly better if he'd have retired. But he's come back. It looks like the team has finally listened to him. I was listening to those team radios, and the sort of the back and forth between them seemed a lot more professional than I've seen it before. There's none of this, oh, are you not talking to me anymore, and all that rubbish. Very, very professional. So it looks like the team have sat down and actually listened to what Lewis has been saying. So that's great news. And I hope it continues. Now, a lot of people have got very excited over this and saying, yeah, Lewis Hamilton, world champion this year. Don't think that's going to happen, because you're completely forgetting about the two Mercedes, which are absolutely pretty much unbeatable, apart from the fact they seem to be very unreliable, which could be an Achilles heel this season. But apart from that, the speed is there, and I'm pretty sure that Kimi Antonelli, in fact, is going to win this year's World Championship. But I think that Lewis Hamilton is going to be right up there, and I think he's going to finish in third place this year, just behind George Russell. I think that's how it's going to play out. Definitely. Now, last year, Charles Leclerc had the better sort of understanding of the car, and he was doing better than Lewis. So I would have had Charlie the Cream up there. But I'm going to say, with what's been happening with Charles, and a lot of people say it, and it is the truth, he does crash a lot. I mean, you can't say it any other way. He does crash a lot. So with that in mind, I'm going to say that he's actually going to beat Charles this year. There you go. That's my prediction, that Lewis Hamilton is going to beat Charles Leclerc this year. We will see what happens. Shane says, also like every single track. Once again, Hookster streams during the World Cup mean I have to miss most of it. I do apologise. I've just been watching Sky News before I came on here. And I don't know if you've seen it, but the Tartan army has invaded Providence in Rhode Island, which is where the leader of the ERL League actually lives. He lives in Rhode Island, Joseph Plantpot III. Yes. I thought it was quite funny. I was actually going to record it off the screen and show it to Joe, but I couldn't. my phone was upstairs, so I couldn't be bothered to go get it. But yeah, I was gonna show it to him. Yeah, there was literally hundreds of them walking through Providence in Rhode Island, and I don't know where Joe lives. I don't think he lives near Providence, but Rhode Island is not a very big place as far as I understand. Anyway, I mean, in American terms, it's not a very big place. It's probably about the size of England, to be fair, but in American terms, it's quite a tiny little place. So, yes, I thought that was quite good. The Tartan army have invaded Rhode Island. Shane says, "What's TMY?" TMY, Shane, is the Moaning Yorkshireman. Yes, the Moaning Yorkshireman. The Hamilton fans are here, he says. Yes. And I've lost the chat. I've lost the chat. I do apologise, everyone. This happens every single time. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. Will says Lulu can't be beautiful because he's going out with Kim K. I agree with you, Will. I agree with you. I actually looked up the statistics. Okay, 49.7% of the population of the planet Earth is female. It's an actual statistic. I looked it up. 49.7% of the population on the planet Earth is female. And Lulu, that's the best you could come up with? Come on, Lulu. You're disappointing me now. You're disappointing me now. Come on. Come on. Nicole I can't even say her name. That was the first one. Well, we say that was the first one. There's obviously been girlfriends in between that. They just didn't sort of become publicly known. He's not been a monk as old Lulu since 2010, has he? Let's face it. Come on. He still has needs, he's a human being at the end of the day. He still has needs. It's just that whoever he's been going out with hasn't maybe hasn't been a public figure, although I think that's rather doubtful, to be fair. Rather doubtful. I mean, he was linked up at one point, wasn't he, with Cara Delevingne, is that her name? I can't remember. But I can't confirm whether that was anything at all. Might just have been friends. Who knows? But yeah, so he's obviously had others since 2010. As I say, he's not a monk, is he? But they haven't been sort of publicised. So it's been Nicole, and now it's KK. Yes. Kim Kardashian. Oh my God. I used to watch that show when it was on the TV. I can't remember when it was it on MTV? I can't remember. It was on a cable channel, wasn't it, I think? The Kardashians. I don't know what it's on now because it's still going. But yeah, oh my God. Out of that population of females, what are you doing, Lewis? Seriously. That whole family is just one big money-making machine. Shane says, you did say you like cars, Dave. If you do, what cars do you like? That's me. I love every single kind of cars. What cars do I like? Well, if I'm playing computer games, I like fast ones. If I'm playing Gran Turismo, I like to have like a really fast hypercar. They just put hypercars in Gran Turismo, haven't they? I haven't tried that out yet. But yeah, a nice hypercar. I do like those. I like that Red Bull concept car they used to have in Gran Turismo because that went like shit off a shovel, to use a phrase from the 80s. Oh my God, that was so fast, that car. But yeah, so I like that kind of cars. In real life, well, I haven't actually got a car. I haven't had a car for about 20 years. So, but the cars that I always used to have were Fords. I was always a Ford man. I went Ford Escort, Ford Cortina, and Ford Sierra. There you go. That's all my Fords. And then I ended up with a Suzuki Swift minivan. Yes. Only because my Sister lent it to me because her husband got a van for work, and he had this other van as well, and it still had a year's tax and MOT on it. So yeah, she lent it to me for a year so I could run about in it for a year before the tax and the MOT run out. So there you go. That's what I had. That was my last vehicle, a Suzuki Swift minivan. Oh my god. Matthew says, I'd go out with Lewis Hamilton. I'll tell you what, Matthew, so would I. So would I. I would, because I bet you he's got some fascinating stories. Will says, I'm not surprised you only talk about Lulu nowadays. Player says, bring back A1GP. Yes, indeed. Will says, he's a melt being with Kim K. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's all for publicity. But saying that, she's obviously put a bit of lead in his pencil because he won the race. Yes. Good old Kimmy K. Yes. But yes, it's all publicity. We know that. Matthew says, is the Hookster washed up on the all seasons? Well, Matthew, there's a certain other person in this chat that's been saying that for about the past 3 iterations of the all seasons that washed up. But no, and he will be back. He will be back tomorrow. Yes, the washed up has been. Will says George Russell is never winning a championship. I agree with you, Will. I don't think he's got it in him. No. Old Woody, I got a snake in my boot. Yes, I don't think he's got it in him. I love every single Formula 1 car. Me too, Shane. Me too. My favourite at the moment is the 40 Ford, only because I'm doing a series on it. Yes. Will says, Lewis Hamilton is never winning his 8th title. That chance went when he lost to Verstappen. Even though he's doing much better, it's not going to happen. Yeah, I agree. Red Bull Racing. Hello, Mr. Regara. Welcome to the stream. Matthew says, someone needs to make a compilation video about the Happy Yorkshireman being complimentary to Lewis. Yes. Yes, we do not, says Will. Was actually catching some World Cup, but... Ah, well, thank you. Thank you for drawing yourself away from the World Cup to watch this rubbish. Thank you very much. There's one about him moaning about Hamilton and taking the piss out of him. It's brilliant. The Hookster needs to go through the Christmas 1999 charts as it's on top of the pops tomorrow. Oh, lovely. Christmas 99 chart. I'll tell you what I'll do. There you go. I will put it up there in a moment. As soon as I've read the chat out. Shane says, what would you think of my video, Dave, talk about all the cancelled races in F1 history since I'm about doing a video about cancelled? Yeah, go for it, Shane. Go for it. Yes, go make a video, mate. Go make a video. That's what I say. Scuderia Ferrari, says Mr. Regara. I think Matt has been absorbed by Team LH, says Will F1. Yes, he has. He has. I quite agree, Will. Mr. Regara says Cadillac is doing okay, to be honest. It might be because I only get the highlights over here in the UK, Mr. Regara, and there's no coverage of Cadillac whatsoever. So all I'm basing it on is what I see, and I see practically nothing of Cadillac. Obviously, on the race, when you've got the full race, they're probably being shown a lot more. But as I say, my TV channel decides that Cadillac aren't good enough to be shown, so I don't see them. So that's what I base it on. Plant says, one of the best days of fixed life was when Lewis won for... Oh my God. Has anybody been watching those videos of Jimmy Fix It? Oh my God, he's ecstatic right now, isn't he? Ecstatic. Oh, he must be beside himself. I think he's done about 3 rap videos. He's done He did a 3 hour he did a 3 hour video. Did you just 3 hours? Oh my god. Oh my god. 3 hours. Who the hell ever does a 3 hour video? Man's crazy. The man's crazy. Honestly. 3 hour video. And there's people in the comments saying, oh, don't moan about the length of the video because lots of people do 3 hour video. I'm sorry. Lots of people do not do 3 hour videos. The only 3 hour videos you get on YouTube are like live streams, which is fair enough because you're live streaming. And if you're doing like video games, then, you know, you do like a 3 hour stream where you get halfway through the latest Resident Evil game or something like that. That's fair enough. But nobody actually sits down and makes a 3 hour video on YouTube unless it's something really, really informative. Nobody does that. I'm sorry. Nobody's attention span is going to go for 3 hours unless you chop it up into little chunks of like 20 minutes, which is, you know, pretty much the usual attention span for anyone watching YouTube. 20 minutes to half an hour, I think, is possibly the limit for a single video. And unfortunately, YouTube's not doing anyone any favours with all the adverts they keep putting in. I'm still doing the same thing. I was watching a video this morning. It was I can't even remember what it was about now. What was it about, Dave? I can't remember. It was that great. I can't remember. But all I know is it was good and I was getting engrossed in it. And 2 minutes into the video, advert came out and I went, I can't be bothered. And I clicked off. That's not the fault of the creator. That's the fault of YouTube and the adverts. Really is. But I clicked off because I thought I can't be bothered to go through these adverts. So I'm sorry. The creator didn't get any more of my view. That's why on my all seasons, if anyone's noticed, which they probably haven't, I can't do anything about the advert at the start of the video because that's auto-generated by YouTube. But once the video starts on the all seasons, you get 10 minutes of continuous coverage with no advert breaks. 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes all the way through. So if you're completely pissed off with adverts on YouTube and you want to break from that, watch any of my all seasons and I guarantee, it's a guarantee from the Hookster, you will get the first 10 minutes with no advert breaks whatsoever. No. I purposely remove all the ad breaks. When I do those all seasons, YouTube puts 10 ad breaks in a 30-minute video. 10 ad breaks, which is absolutely ridiculous. Really is. So I purposely go in and remove all the ad breaks before the 10-minute mark. Because, you know, that's when people are the most engaged with a video. It's the first 10 minutes. So I remove all the adverts and then I sporadically put 3 ad breaks in, like one break, then 5-minute gap and another break. And that's it. And then I also tag one right at the end, but you know, nobody's ever watching then, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's it, because it's just ridiculous. So yes, watch the all seasons if you want 10 minutes of ad-free coverage. Aston Martin. Since Spa is getting rotated with Barcelona, it will be the first year since 2006 without a race in Belgium. It will do. Aston Martin, says Mr. Vergara. Williams finished 7th in 1988. Mansell finished only 2 races, both second places. Yeah, Williams 7th in 88. Yeah, 88, I say, was that Judd engine, which, oh my God, it was basically like the Ford Cosworth. Now, the Ford Cosworth was a very, very good engine, but as the years went on, it got less and less impressive. And I think the last time they used the Cosworth was Williams, 2006, with the first year with Nico Rosberg. I think that's when they last used the Cosworth. Not quite sure. I've got a recollection that there might have been a Cosworth sneaked into one of the back marker teams since then. But I'm going to say that was the last time they used the Cosworth. And in 2006, the Cosworth was a very, very bad engine indeed. But back in its day, it was, oh my God, it was up there with one of the greats. But the Judd engine of 88 was basically the equivalent of today's Cosworth. It was horrible, underpowered and heavy. very, very heavy. And apart from that, unfortunately, the chassis of the 88 car was designed for the engine that was going in there. And I think, if memory serves me right, it was supposed to be the Honda engine. Not too sure on that, but I think it was the Honda engine. So they designed the chassis from the ground up for that Honda engine to go into it. And then they had a falling out with Honda. And so they had to go with Judd engines. And the Judd engine just didn't fit. It just didn't fit. So they had to shoehorn it in, cut bits out of the chassis, and then stitch it back together. It was just a horrible state of affairs at Williams. And yeah, that was a terrible year for Williams, 1988. That was the first year when I started watching Formula One, was 1988. So I remember the fact that Williams were doing so badly, and I was like, "What's going on?" I'm sure I remember that this was a good team, but yeah. Paul says, yeah, Williams had that rubbish Judd engine. Yes. Stewart creates Red Bull Racing in 1997. Lol. Hello, Mr. Helium Trophy. Welcome to the stream. The only other thing, says Planal, thing to say about Williams in 1988 is that one of the Mansell's replacement drivers stopped McLaren winning all the races. This is true. Last or second to last, Lance Stroll. 45 in July. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 45 in July. I remember those days. I've just hit the big 5-7. Yes, the big 5-7. Yes. And 45 I was all right. I have to say, though, 46 is, for me anyway, is when you start to notice that you're getting on a bit. Yeah, just little things start creeping in. The one thing for me was eyesight. I always had A1 vision. Absolutely perfect. I went to the opticians and they literally said to me, I think back in my 20s, and they literally said to me, your vision is perfect. A1 perfect. They said, please do not make another appointment for 20 years. And I went, really? And they went, yes, it's not necessary because perfect. Only sort of make an appointment if you're having a problem with your eyes, pain or whatever, or you can't see properly. But apart from that, they said, don't come back because there's nothing wrong. Your vision is A1. I was like, great. And it was, I admit, it was. I could read the tiny little tiny writing, when you get on like a tin or something, and that there's little tiny writing that's so small you can't even see it. I could read that without any glasses on, just using my own eyes. Oh my God, it was brilliant. It really was. Perfect vision. As soon as I hit 46, literally within 6 weeks, I started getting blurry vision. I couldn't see. I couldn't see text, and I was like, "What's going on?" And yeah, and my vision deteriorated very fast since then. Luckily, touch wood, it has slowed down a little bit over the past few years because I've got the same glasses now for the last 4 years, and I can still see okay. So I'm going to have a check-up this year, I think, because after 4 years, I probably do need more glasses. But yeah, it has slowed down a little bit. But it went through a period from like 46 to about 52 where it was just dropping. Every single time I went to the opticians, it was like three grades. I don't know how they grade the glasses, but I was literally losing 3 grades every time I went to the opticians, which was just ridiculous. So yeah, that for me was one thing I noticed as you grow older, that vision, unfortunately, can deteriorate very, very quickly. All because he ignored doctors and raced at Hungary with chickenpox. Yes, that is true. Can we watch a video, Dave, about F1 27 could be open world, Dave? Well, we can, Shane. We can, but I'd have to find it first. Adrian Newey was at Monaco. Thank you, Will. I didn't know that. Adrian Newey was at Monaco, was he? That's good. That's good to see. Mr. Regards says, Jeremy Clarkson, get well soon. Yes, my sentiments as well. Get well soon, Jeremy. Pliner as well, get well soon. And Will as well. Stay strong, Jeremy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was very sad to see that news. As I say, I don't watch his show, but of course they showed the they showed the clip on all the news channels where he said that, you know, I've got cancer, and the two guys with him were saying, is it Callum? I'm not quite sure. Please forgive me because I don't watch his farming stuff. But he said, you're joking. He went, no. So, yeah. Get well soon, Jeremy Clarkson, because the world without Jeremy Clarkson is going to be a very sad place indeed. Really, a very sad place indeed. Helium Trophy says, the thing is with Clarkson's news is to those who hate him, they can use that meme of him saying, oh no. Anyway, yes. Yes, they can. They can. Also, there's been some other tragic news this week, and you've probably seen it because it has been absolutely all over the internet about that girl who unfortunately was thrown off a bridge without her jump line attached. Horrible situation. The more I saw of it, because there's been so many videos about it, the more I saw of it, I was like, are we sure this isn't AI? It's just very, very weird, but obviously, you know, it's been reported by the news agencies in Brazil, and of course, there's already been the funeral as well. So yes, of course, it's real, but you know, you can never be too sure these days. And the thing that I don't get is, looking at that, there's another video of them filming where they were doing other jumps previously, like a couple of weeks before that. And in every single one of those jumps, the person is standing on the edge of that bridge. And there's two people either side of them, yeah? And then the person in the middle, they just jump. And then they've got a line attached to them. And then, because a lot of people have got confused, that is not a bungee jump. It's a rope swing jump. You jump off the end and then you're on a rope. That's why the rope is a lot thinner than a bungee rope, because a bungee rope is massively thick because it's got to take the impact. When you dive off on a bungee rope, you go down the bottom and then it's like a rubber band and it goes boing, and so that's got to be a really thick rope. But when you're doing a swing on it, it doesn't need to be that thick because you go off it and then you're swinging on this rope. But I saw other videos of it, of people previously, and that's what they do, and they just jump off the bridge and then go on the swing. There is no situation that I've seen where the woman or man, whoever's doing it, is lifted above two blokes' heads and then chucked off like that. It's not a thing that even happens. Now, if she had been standing there with one either side, someone probably would have noticed more that she didn't have a line on. So it's just very, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre indeed. I've seen a lot of comments. I've seen a lot of cruel comments, but that unfortunately is just a reflection of society today. It really is. Yeah, it's just very bizarre. Unfortunately, it's not nice to say now because she has sadly died, but some of the blame has to be on her side, because when you go into a situation like that, you are responsible for ensuring your own safety. You don't rely on people around you. If you know you're going to fall off a bridge, you check that line is attached to you 10, 11, 12 times before you say, okay, I'm going to go. That's the first thing you do. And the troubling thing about that was, I saw another angle view of it, and she's holding a selfie stick in her right hand. So, she made sure she got the camera looking at her perfect, but she didn't make sure that she had the line attached, which is, again, a very sad reflection of society at the moment. But yeah, whatever way you look at it, it was an absolute tragedy. The thing that annoyed me the most was that two of the guys actually fled and were captured by a police helicopter. They fled into the forest. I know everybody's different and everybody's got their fight or flight response. They'll either, stick with it or they'll run away. And obviously in this case, they both ran away. But, just from a personal point of view, if I accidentally run over someone with a car, the first thing I'd do is stop the car, and I would not leave the scene, and I'd try and help the person I just hit. I don't care if I'd end up in jail. It's the decent thing to do, because now the family of that girl knows that those two guys fled into a forest. There's gonna be so much hate there, so much hate. It's gonna be unbelievable. It really is. Those three guys on the top there, they should have. I mean, they had jump ropes. They should have got down there as fast as possible and offered help, not run away into the forest. It's just crazy. Yeah, it really hasn't made any difference now anyway, because it looks like they are going to face sort of manslaughter charges or culpable. Not intent to kill, but it's a very grey area, so we'll have to see how that develops. But whatever happens, obviously, they're not going to get away with it. I mean, yes, it was an accident, but it was an avoidable accident. All we had to do was attach a jump. In fact, the one job they had to do was make sure a line was attached. That's all. That's the one job. Doesn't matter about anything else going on. The one job they had to do was make sure the line was attached, and they couldn't even do that. So yeah, bit of a tragedy. Rest in peace, Brad Arnold as well, says Mr. Regala. Yes, indeed. Oh dear, I hope Jeremy Clarkson will get better soon. Me too, Shane. I think the farm is his life now, says Helium Trade. Yeah, I think it is, mate. I think it is. And good luck to him, and fair play to him as well. As I say, I'm not really interested in farming, so I haven't been following Jeremy since he's taken that adventure. To be fair, I think I got as far as Top Gear with Jeremy. I haven't seen any of the Grand Tour because it's on Amazon Prime, and I don't get Amazon Prime, so yeah, I haven't seen any of those either. So that was probably Top Gear was the last time I sort of saw Jeremy. But yeah, he's had a tough old couple of years because he had what was it, a heart attack, wasn't it? Last year or something like that. He had heart problems, I know. So yeah, so you go from heart problems to, oh look, now you've got cancer. Not good at all. But I just want to say, all you youngsters listening to this, don't start worrying about stuff like that. Okay, you're all young. You've got many years. Hopefully, all of you. You've got many years to go. Okay, so just think about that. Don't think about bad stuff, because yeah, we know it happens, and eventually it's going to happen to all of us. But it's how you live your life day to day that matters. Don't start thinking too much into the future, because otherwise, trust me, you'll drive yourself nuts. You really will drive yourself nuts. Just go day to day, and that's all you need to do. Just go day to day. Yes. And if you're feeling a bit sad, do something that makes you feel happy. We've all got those things that we do that makes us happy. That's probably not the right way of putting it, but you know what I mean. If you've got your favourite sort of comedy clip, go and watch your favourite comedy clip. That always does it for me. Okay, and you're fine, and that's what you need to do in life, day to day. Just live it day to day. Don't start thinking too far in the future, because as I say, you drive yourself nuts, and it's really not worth it. It's really not worth it. No, because then you start worrying about things, and that's when all the problems start. Really, you shouldn't start worrying about things at all, because that's just when all the bad stuff starts happening. Just, as I say, every day, just as Mr. Mannering used to say, just carry on. Keep calm and carry on. That's all you got to do. Keep calm and carry on. And as I say, don't dwell on things. Because I'm saying this because I'm one of the worst people to do this myself. Don't dwell on things, and don't get yourself down. Just carry on. Yes, there's a lot of bad things happening in the world right now. There's a lot of good things happening in the world right now as well, but nobody ever hears about those because all the bad things overtake them. That's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of people think that everything that's going on in the world is normal. No, there's so many good things happening in the world every single day, but unfortunately it gets overshadowed by the bad. But there's still someone out there helping an old lady across the road. There's someone, there's a paramedic saving someone's life every single minute of every single day. It's still happening. So don't worry about the bad things. Just as I say, one day at a time. Right. That's my message finished. Hello, Mr. Scissor Sisters. Hello. I was busy moderating another. Did you hear that? I was busy moderating another stream. What is he now? What is it? He's so famous now since he's been on my podcast. He's off moderating streams now. It's just unbelievable. Once again, I have turned another Frankenstein. Yes, I'm getting flashbacks to PS Luton rules again. Yes. Unbelievable. Prior to the cancer. Yes, that's right. 100-year-old wreck. That's me. I'll be away next week, so I won't be able to watch the F1. Oh, no. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I forgot, Dave. You told me not to trust Planet F1. Yeah, don't trust them. Don't trust them. You can read their stories, Shane. Nothing wrong with reading their stories, but don't take any of it as gospel because they do a lot of clickbaity stuff just to draw attention to their website. Let's put it that way. True. Over-the-shoulder carry. Shane Bot Docs over the pretty knows me lunch. Lewis Hamilton is soon to be the GOAT, maybe. Could be. He's not getting his 8th, not with Ferrari anyways. Next week, the pre-orders for GTA 6 are they? Oh, Mr. Pessy. Yes. I've actually been saving up for that one. And this could be the first game, apart from the F1 games, which I have to buy because of the channel name. I don't want to, but I have to buy it because of the channel name. Apart from the F1 games, I'd never buy a game release day or pre-order. But I may do it this time. Now, talking about GTA, because it's supposed to be coming out in November. The last time a GTA game came out, of course, was on the PS3, GTA 5. That was in 2013. And I think that came out in, was it May? I've got May in my brain. But anyway, so that was a very, very long time ago. In fact, 2013 was 1 year before I even started the F1 Games PlayStation channel. So it's going to be big. It's going to be huge. We know that. Is it going to be any good? I don't think it is. But it's going to be big. It's going to be huge. So for the first time from release day of GTA 6, I unfortunately will be closing down the channel for 2 weeks because there's absolutely no reason to upload any F1 videos because no one's going to watch them because they're all going to be mad on GTA. And that's fair enough. So there'll be no videos for 2 weeks. If the Grand Prix are still going on, which I think they are in November, aren't they? Yeah, I'll still be here doing the Hookster talks on a Thursday. So that's not going to be a problem. But releasing videos, there is just 0 point. Yes. So I might do a few videos on GTA 6 during the 2 week, because it's only going to be 2 weeks. All the hype will be dead in 2 weeks on GTA 6. I guarantee you that. I might do some videos on GTA 6 on the channel. I don't know how I'm going to get away with it in an F1 channel, but I'm going to give it a go. So I might do some GTA 6 during the 2 weeks, and then we'll be back to F1 again. Yes. So that's the plan anyway, because there's just no point in doing F1 stuff while that's going on because nobody's going to watch them. Nobody's going to watch them. I might be able to sneak out a couple of like short videos or something, but actual long videos, no, 0 point. So I might do some GTA 6. Yes. Maybe Hamilton wins at Ferrari their first title in a while. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton did so well when he made his debut in 2007. He won 4 races in the Canadian, United States, Hungary and Japanese Grand Prix. Schumacher, Senna, Fangio are my clear top 3, to be honest. Absolutely. Agree with you there. Absolutely. Over the shoulder carry. One race does not hide how fast McLaren normally are. True. McLaren's season is going so well they are already selling off Lando and Piastri t-shirts off on the cheap in TK Maxx. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, he sent me a video showing that. They're selling them off cheap. $19.99, isn't it? How dare they? Don't they know that Lando Norris is the current world champion? Yeah, anyway. Is it just me, or is Lando's championship been the most underwhelming world championship ever? I mean, nobody cared when he won, and nobody cares now. I mean, think back to some of the greats when they've won their championships. Schumacher, Senna, stuff like that. You know, especially if they're English drivers. Nigel Mansell, oh my God, England went nuts for years after he won 92. Damon Hill, oh my goodness, I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my throat, said Murray. Country went mad. Lando Norris. Yeah, whatever. It just really is so anticlimactic, isn't it, this Lando Norris championship? Really is. I don't know. Senna and Clark is close, says Mr. Regard. Wow. Planoplay says, Murray Walker once said about putting Senna in his top 3 along with Nuvolali, Jim Clark, and also put Sterling Moss in the same bracket. Yep, it was Sir Cliff. I thought it was. Marina, Aquamarina. Yes, that's Stingray. Stingray. I love that show. Maybe Russell and Antonelli take each other out somewhere. Possible. Sister says, congratulations to McLaren for not winning the Austrian Grand Prix, or the British Grand Prix, or the Belgian Grand Prix, or the Hungarian Grand Prix. Yes, congratulations for them not doing that. Well done. Just hope they listen to Charles Leclerc as well, says he. Yes, me too. Planoplay says, I can't wait for the 40 championship. Me too, Mr. Plessy. Me too. Yeah, that's going to be something. It is. I'll say it. I'm going to do it during the summer. I think. Well, it is the summer now, but you know what I mean. I'm going to do it during the summer. I'll say I think I'm going to do it during the summer holidays. It's 17 rounds, and I think I'm going to get the 17 rounds in through the whole of the summer holidays because it will draw in a bit more of a crowd as well, and it'll be good to get back to the classics. And in my usual style, I'm not going to give too much away, but in my usual style, you've got to hang on for the last episode. Seriously. I honestly, I don't know how I do it. I honestly don't know how I do it. Yes. Now a lot of people have made questioning remarks about the all seasons, saying it's scripted, which is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. It's entertainment. Are you not entertained? Says Decimus Meridius Maximus. But all I'm going to say is, in this series, there is no way that you can manipulate the results in any way. It can't happen because the fact that there's nothing you can do to change anything because it's a very old game. All you can do is save it and that's it. But as soon as you've saved it, you then go on to the next race. You can't like restart or you can't do a rewind and, you know, stuff like that. So it's still remarkable how I got to the stage I got to in the series. But anyway, I won't say any more, but it's just, I don't know how I do it. I really don't. I mean, the All Seasons is, you know, is open to interpretation, but this series isn't. And yet I still ended up somewhere. Right, no more. I'm glad Ferrari are listening to Lewis Hamilton. Yes, the GOAT is #1 again. There's almost no chance of Ferrari winning the championship anytime soon, says Will F1. They are a flawed team. They said the same in the 90s and they were worse then. I miss Formula 1 racing at Magny Cours, says Shane. Yes, plus all the teams are flawed. I'm not watching the World Cup, says Helium Trophy. Oh, no. Me neither, mate. Me neither. I hold my hands up. I hold my hands up. I am English, British, whatever you want to call us. I don't know. I am. But I have no interest. I'll say it quietly. I've got no interest in football whatsoever. I know, just one of those things. I never had any interest in football. I have played a football game. Yes. I think it was called Sensible Soccer. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I have played a couple of football games, but there's just no interest. I've never been interested in football. My interest has always been motorsports of any kind of, derivation. Anything motorsports related has been where I've never had an interest in football. No. I never even went for a kick around in the park when I was a kid. Football. There was zero interest there. Zero interest. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not a football fan. I'm sorry. I apologise. I know I'm a bad person, but there you go. Leclerc is wasting his career both on and off the track. I don't care about the football, to be honest. Me neither, Will. Me neither. Not much interest at all. Now I've got to spend half an hour trying to find the rest of the chat. We had no interest at all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What the hell is going on in this chat? I'm not reading it. I'm just flicking up it. This chat has exploded. It's exploded so much I can't get to the top of it. I do apologise. Won't let me go any further up. It sure did. Fixed. So would you want to see my video? Yes, please, Shane. All British podium and no David Croft. I wouldn't even spend 3 minutes talking about Kim K. He'd have died. Gave him 3 points for it. Hello, Mr. Caledonian F1. Welcome to the stream. He says fixed must have tore his hip in celebration waiting for the next Hamilton. I bet he did. I bet he tore quite a few other things as well. Mr. Regal was laughing at that. He and Travis says 3 hours is too long for most films, never mind a YouTube video. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. I actually stopped going to the cinema because the films were starting to get too long. I'm about a 1 hour 40 guy, me. I can, because I've got a bad spine, as everyone knows. And 1 hour 40 is about the much as I can do because the cinema seats are pretty comfortable, it has to be said. But about 1 hour 40 is about me lot. And even then I'm like shuffling. I'm constantly moving in the seat and going like that, moving about to try and get some movement in. But about 1 hour 40. But they just started making films longer and longer and longer. They're getting into the 2 hour 10s. So I just stopped going to watch films anymore. So I don't bother. 3 hours, says Planal Plessy. That's longer than the actual. I know. It is. 3 hours. I know. You think I'm joking, but I'm true. But I'm telling you the truth. Look, I'll show you. When I saw it, I thought, oh blimey, he's made a 3-minute video. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. But then I looked at it again and went, hang on a minute, that's not 3 minutes, that's 3 hours. Here it is. Here it is, everyone. Here it is. Where's it gone? There it is. The real reason Kim Kardashian blanked Martin Brundle at the tooth, and as you can clearly see in the corner there, 3 hours and 52 seconds. 3 hours and 52 seconds. How much of that video concerned Kim Kardashian? About 30 seconds at the beginning. And what's the rest of the video about? I'll give you two guesses, everyone. Yes, that's right. Abu Dhabi 2021. Look, there's the picture of Martin Brundle at the bottom there, doing that interview that he's talked about at least 100 times in the same videos. And there it was. That was just his attempt to try and get more views to his channel by just mentioning Kim Kardashian. Literally 30 seconds at the beginning, that's it. And he goes straight into F1 2021. And we get the famous driver tracker from 2021 that he must have used about 100 times now. Let me show you that bit. Oh, there's the adverts. Captain Birdseye. Did you like that? Yeah, that was me. Yes, they got me for doing the Captain Birdseye. Right, so I can't go through the video otherwise. If the copyright claim gets to him, oh my god. Right, so this was it. He was talking about Kim Kardashian and of course Martin Brundle at the start, and it was literally, I mean, I say 30 seconds because he managed to, because he's stopping it and starting it and then talking, and then after that he goes to Wikipedia and look everyone, it says 12th of December 2021, and then the whole video, the whole rest of the 3 hours is about 2021. Look, there's the driver tracker. There it is. Look, driver tracker. Then he starts going on about the Spanish Grand Prix in 2019 for some bizarre reason. I've got no idea what kind of rabbit hole he's going down there. And that is it for the whole 3 hours. Here it goes. Look, driver tracker, driver tracker, driver tracker, driver tracker, driver tracker. And then we got Martin Brundle. Yes. Oh, Martin Brundle, he's a CNUT. Martin Brundle's a CNUT. He knows what's going on. It was all a fic. And there we go. And that was it. 3 hours. 3 hours long. 3 hours long. Oh, he's a lad, isn't he, old Fixed? He's a lad. He really is. He's a lad. Hello, Mr. Moaning Yorkshireman. Welcome to the stream. He says 12 viewers. Christ took, so that must be. Have I really? Wait a minute. Let me have a look at my. Let me look at my live streaming analytics. What we got here? Wow, we got 8 viewers concurrently running right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. If I'd have known that, I'd have put a decent shirt on. Yes, anyway, welcome along to all you lovely viewers out there. TMY says Will, yes. Shane says, just like you did say, you think you'd watch my video of my review. Yes, I did, Shane, yes. Right, looks like we're missing out on points. Caledonian F1 says, imagine Dave making a 3 hours video about the times Fix said something very stupid. Well, to be honest, I could probably do 12 hours on things that he said that are rather stupid, like Latifi crashing on purpose during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Of course he did. Of course he did. Of course he did. He also said Tim Robbins was in the Green Mile. No, James. Tim Robbins wasn't in the Green Mile, mate. No, that wasn't Tim Robbins, mate. No, you're getting confused there, mate. Yes. He also said that Mike Crack was in charge of Aston Martin in 2021 during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. No, he wasn't, mate. It was still old Shaffer Nafa bloke. Yes. Mike Crack didn't join Aston Martin until 2022. So no. He didn't issue any apologies for getting those two things wrong, though, which I was very surprised about. Yes, very surprised about. Yes, he always talks about getting his facts right, but on those 2 points he was completely wrong. Completely wrong. Yes, but that's just 2 instances of hundreds I could error pick if I wanted to. Yes. Obviously, people don't say these things in the comments because, you know, they've got, most of his commenters are so adulated and have so much, you know, Tweety birds going around in their brains because they think every word that James says is liquid gold, that to be honest, they probably only watch the first couple of minutes of his videos, so they don't notice. Yes, I do actually go through his videos. Only the sound. I can't be bothered to watch the picture as well because, you know, why would you? Well, I only listen to the sound, and yes, I pick up on all these mistakes that he's made. You know, I mean, I could make him a whole list and, you know, send it to him, but I won't because I can't be bothered. There's no way Davey's keeping up with the live chat. I've already missed it, mate. I've already missed it. 10 minutes, 10 ad breaks. Cadillac are appealing according to Hookster. Get Jack Nichols on this all season's rubbish. Do it now. Oh my goodness. I've got something to tell you as well. Some more sad news. Well, it was this morning. I did the AI voice. And when I loaded the voice in, it said it had failed. And I went, oh my goodness. So I went online and it told me that the free website that I use is now a paid website, so you can't do the voice cloning for free. And I was like, I can't believe it. So I pressed the upgrade button to see how much it is, and it's £22.68 every month to do those AI voices. Now I'm sure you'd agree with me, that's not a thing I can do. £22 a month for a minute of AI voice every week is just ridiculous. So I very quickly tried to find another free one, because all these ones that say, oh, it's free, you go on it's free, you get the sample, but you can't save it unless you buy a subscription. So it's free in the sense that you can do one, but you can't save it unless you do a subscription. So I quickly went onto this other site. I did manage to get the voice done for tomorrow's video. That is done. But I'm pretty sure, because it's given me a 2,000 character limit, that when that expires, I won't be able to do any more. Now, the one that I'm on, which is called Natural Reader, you get 2,000 a day, and then it resets every day, and you get another 2,000. I don't think that's going to happen with this other site, but I'm going to check it in a couple of days and make sure. But in the meantime, all this going on, which this was like hours this morning trying to work this out, all for a minute of AI sound. I then was just looking online, and someone else said, try resetting the app because sometimes it glitches out, and just reset it back to its defaults. And I thought, oh blimey. So I did that, and lo and behold, it started working again. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, I'd already done the other voice, so I've left that one on there. Hopefully next week, because I'm not going to touch it again till next week because I can't be bothered. Hopefully next week I will still be able to continue. But all I'm saying is those AI voices, their days are definitely numbered. We're getting to that point now where they're numbered, because if this site doesn't work anymore, I don't think any of the free sites are going to do it. So it could be getting to the end, but we'll be all right for a bit, I think. Let's hope so anyway. Helium Trophy says apparently they may make you demonetized by not going by YouTube standard ad breaks. Yeah, I have heard that. But I don't care. I don't care, because I just think it's ridiculous to have that many 10 ad breaks in a 30-minute video. It's just ridiculous. No doubt they'll probably slap me on the wrist at some point, but what can you do? What can you do? YouTube just does what it wants in regards to ad breaks. I remove some of mine because they get lumped together and they still come back. Yeah, it is. It is a problem. The top contenders are betting the points. The scenes one isn't now. YouTube has more adverts than ITV. It does. It has. I don't know why YouTube doesn't just adopt the same policy as broadcast TV. And that is, you get free advert breaks per hour program. I don't know why they don't just do that and have longer breaks. I really wouldn't mind it if it was in line with like network TV, because we're all used to that, aren't we? We're all used to, oh yeah, you get 10 minutes of program and then you'll get like 3.5 minutes of adverts. Then you get another 10 minutes back again. We're all used to that thing. We'd accept that more. But the thing that gets me is the YouTube ads are very intrusive. Years ago, if you remember, they used to tell you at the bottom of the screen when an ad was coming up, it would say ad starts in 10 seconds and it would go 10, 9, 8. They've completely abolished that. And now the advert will literally cut straight in, right in the. This is obviously new AI technology that's done this. The advert break will cut straight into the video at any point whatsoever. Any point whatsoever. It just completely cuts off and it starts running. As I say before, you used to get a little warning. So you go, oh, there's an advert coming up. But they just don't bother anymore. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. They do, Caledonia. By God, ITV is terrible. Yes, it is. It's ridiculous, especially the 90 seconds non-skippable ones. Piss take. Yeah, they are horrible ones. And there's nothing we can do about that as creators. We can't. What we need is a button to get rid of the 90-second non-skippable ones. But I can't find one anywhere where it gets rid of those. It really doesn't. It's ridiculous. It really is. 2011 was the last year Williams used Cosworth. Thank you, Barnel Plessy. Big result incoming for Plynor Plessy. I still have massive championship lead. I've gone to second now, says the moaning Yorkshireman. Yes. Like, I need to go for all the Formula 1 seasons on Wikipedia to find all the cancelled races so I can do a video to talk about them. Go for it, Shane. Oh, first even. The Hookster's not going to have time to do the 1999 Christmas chart rundown. Possibly not. Cosworth went when the F1 engines went to V6. Thank fuck for that. Shane Kerver going for second in the title. Was Spice Girls Christmas number 1 in 1999? I'm not quite sure, Josh. I'm not quite sure. Cosworth were rather useless. I think so. Matthew says, my body gets tingles when watching Hookster talks when Hamilton is at the front. Much more exciting than when he's 5th or 6th. Dave wants him near the front, really. Yes. You've got me. You've got me, Matthew. You've got me. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I get the tingles as well. 11 more viewers than you ever get, Josh. Oh, 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 oh. Like, I know some cancelled Formula 1 races like the 2003 Belgian Grand Prix, the 1999 Chinese and Argentine Grand Prix, the 2006 Belgian Grand Prix, the 2020 13 cancelled races. Damn right, bud. Love a tingly body. Okay, then. Caledonia 1 says Christmas number 1 in 1999 was Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard? Oh my goodness. We're all going on a summer holiday. We're all going where the sea is blue. Fun and laughter on a summer holiday. When your dreams come true. When your dreams come true. We're going where the sun shines brightly. We're going where the sea is blue. We've seen it in the movies. Now let's see if it's true. We're all going on a summer holiday. Oh my God. Where on earth did that come into my brain? How you doing, Matty? Matt was taken over by Team Lewis Hamilton. I think he liked the Australian drivers the most. Oh, Saviour's Day. Oh my God. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. He's probably on a heater. Westlife were number 1 that year. I have a dream. I have a dream. Is that the one? I'm doing great. How's the happy Yorkie? Okay, Peter Sutcliffe. Oh dear, not Westlife. TMY is the 59th best Yorkshireman according to the Hookster. I'm his number. That's true. That's true. He is the 59th best Yorkshireman. 58th is Peter Sutcliffe. Yes. That's a pretty low bar, Josh. You need to pull your socks up. That's a pretty low bar. Yes. Doing good, thanks. Plodding on. My dad hates Westlife, says Caledonia F1. That's down to 64th now. Only 2 people have scored in every main episode this year. Will F1 Gaming and Shane Coburn. TMY should sack himself, bring back his mother. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mr. Will F1, for the donation. Most appreciated. And I absolutely agree with you. I'm going to give you a like for that. Yeah. Get rid of Josh. Bring back his mum. Because, let's face it, far, far better. Far, far better. You should just hand the channel over because I'm sorry. Totally outclassed. Totally outclassed. Yes. There was just no competition. Yes. The Moaning Yorkshireman has been a member for 58 months. Oh, you get less time than that for burglary. Agreed, Will. Why? Some more cancelled F1 races I know, although I found out on Wikipedia because I was born in 1998. The 1997 Portuguese Grand Prix, the 1998 Portuguese Grand Prix, the 1994 Argentine Grand Prix. £2 for Dave's Chippy Tea. Yes, indeedy. Mr. McGreedy. Bloody useless that TMY pleb is. I wasn't going to super chat tonight, but now TMY is here. It's a must. Yes, it is, Will. It is. Because you've got to maintain your favourite Yorkshireman, haven't you? Yes. Agreed, sisters. The Hookster won't be able to go to sleep going through all of these comments. I know. I'm actually a little bit nervous that the timer's going to go off in a minute. Because I'm looking at the time and it's pressing on. It's pressing on. This championship is so finished, guys. Matthew says, Stroll beat Alonso in qualifying. That's the equivalent of the Hookster beating the bin in ERL. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. The Moaning Yorkshireman's come out of nowhere with a £5 donation. Wowzers. Hookster is delicious like Angel Delight. Yes. And like Angel Delight that's been in the fridge for about a week, I'm really hard on the outside, but still soft and gooey on the inside. Yes. Please note, everybody, it's probably not advisable to eat Angel Delight if it's been in your fridge for a week. Yes, please don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm sure that might need a trip to casualty if you do. Yes, so please don't. But thank you, Mr. TMY, for the donation. I'll give you a like for that as well. £5. Oh, my goodness. My eyes, says the sisters. £5 more towards Dave's Chippy Teasers. Yes. Championship still finished. The Moaning Yorkshireman, seriously. Jesus Christ, that's my supper ruined. Yes, indeed. And a nice cup of Yorkshire tea. Most inconsistent man ever. Win or DNS, nothing else. Maybe the sprint in a few weeks gets us back. TMY is getting more and more grey. Oh dear. This podium is great. I have to confess, I don't know whether he's getting more grey because I watch his videos while I'm editing the all seasons. And I have to confess, I haven't got the picture on. Just the sound. Until the of the weeks come on, and then I flick to it because I sit there going, like Tom Hanks in Castaway, I have made fire. I did that. That's what I'm like. Yes. I've got no ego at all, me. No ego at all. No. So when they come on, I sit up and take notice. But while he's jibber jabbering about any old, I don't know, I can't remember. I just got the sound on while I'm making the all season. So there you go. Little insight into my world there. This podium is great. Hopefully Pesci can beat Shane. Also, if the Qatar and Abu Dhabi Grand Prix get cancelled this year, they will be included in my cancelled F1 races video, and same for the Spanish Grand Prix if it gets delayed till next year. In other news, it rained when I went out. The rain stopped when I went inside. Oh my goodness. That is a shocking state of affairs. Why didn't I see that earlier on Sky News? Why not? I mean, that is definitely newsworthy. TMY wins its madness. He turns 52 soon, says Will. Bloody heck. Yeah, but he's more incredibly inconsistent. Getting more and more bald too, he says. I know, Scottish weather is great. Planopletty says, Hookster talks rules. Always get your comments in early because Hookster will have no speed run. Will have to speed run through the rest. Yes. Oh my God. He literally won 3 out of 4 races he started. Imagine if I had more subscribers and there was more people commenting. I seriously would have to call it a day, I think, because I just never get through them. I just never get through them. Got that right, Plynel. Even Rugara and Shane have only won this year. Hello, Mr. Alex Pantic, is it? Welcome along. Hookster will have to Ferrari F2004 through the comments. Yes. Oh God, Ferrari F2000. Hello. The Motoring Yorkshireman channel still has the old font. Yes, it has. Like, I find it hard to believe how many cancelled F1 races there have been. There's been a lot, Shane. Madness. Because I know cancelling a Formula 1 race is more common than we think. TMY is a melt, says Will. I forgot that channel even exists. Well, to be fair, Josh, so did all the subscribers. TMY might be 6th or 7th on his wins. Cheers. When I was up in Edinburgh last year, there was a guy who was run over outside Sainsbury's. The driver sped off while the rest of us were frozen solid in horror. The poor guy on the road. Yeah, I know. It's a pretty sad state of affair, but it does happen. It's all, if you look it up, it's all scientifically explained. It's called the fight or flight response. Everyone is different. Some people will fight, which means, you know, in a situation like that, they will stay at the scene and try and help out. Or some other people will flight, which means they'll see it. They'll be so horrified at their actions that they have to escape from the situation. So, as the word says, flight, they will run off. And that's exactly what happens to those guys who run off after that accident. This is ridiculous. Caterham picking up a few points. TMY will have left the chat by the time the Hookster gets to the comments. TMY should be timed out. Yep, the Caterham is doing well. Much better than in 2014 when they removed the yellow from the car. Hookster was born during the building of the Indy. I don't mind. Even as a victory this year, Caledonia has a third. The Hookster was 27 when Fangio won his 5th World Championship. I am not that old. Helium Trophy's on for a reasonable result too. I know I finished second, but first place got disqualified. He was actually 32, says Will. Correct, Pessy. Sinbad, yes, they dropped Helium to third place. Hookster was 63 when BBC Radio 1 started broadcasting on FM. Oh my God. Hookster lived through the civil rights era too. 75 XP is 75 XP. Damn. Sinbad. It's points for you. Sinbad, legend of. The Hookster was 34 when Top of the Pop started. The Seven Seas. The Hookster was 30 when Coronation Street started. My God. You've turned me famous and now you're too much of a peasant to me. I know. I get the feeling. As I say, it's another P.S. Luton rules. Oh my God. I mean, you know, he talked to me all the time. He appeared in some of my videos. We even did a live stream for charity. Remember that? I think it was it Project Cars? I can't remember. Live stream for charity. Then as soon as he got that job at the race, you know, at the race, don't you know, yes, I'm a big important reporter and video editor for the race now. Completely blanked me. Yep. Yeah, I've sent him loads of messages. Not a dicky bird, mate. Not a dicky bird. Yep. That's all right. They'll remember me when I've gone. Probably not. Seven Seas is the cupboard. Yes. Get P.S. Luton rules on this all season's rubbish. Yes. Hookster was 8 years old when the Titanic sank. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. What about that Rose, eh? What a selfish bitch. What a selfish bitch. There was plenty of room on that plank for Jack. There was so much room. I mean, they could have sat on top of each other, for God's sake. Who never even thought of that? I mean, she's stretched out on that plank of wood. He could have been on top. She'd have probably liked that. But, oh, what a selfish bitch. No, I'll have the plank. I'll have the plank. You sit in the water and you freeze to death. Yes, that's what you do. I'll have the plank. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, Lionel Plessy. Exactly. I don't mind. Points are points. TMY was 14. You love Sinbad of the Seven Seas. Yes. Hookster was 80 years old when Grampian TV was bought by Scottish. Oh my God. I'm waiting for GTA 6, says Lionel Plessy. FH6 on PS5 and also the new Stuntman game. Nice. GTA 6 will be a flop, says Will. Hookster was 87 when marathon bars became Snickers. Jeez. The sad fact about that is I remember when they were marathon bars. Yes. And for some unknown reason, when they became Snickers, I mean, it was probably just me being a buffoon, but I thought they tasted different. Yes. They probably didn't, but they tasted different to me. Hookster was 40 when Jackie Stewart got to Formula 1. Stuntman is coming back, and this time they have made the movie licenses, so that means you can do Fast and Furious. Oh, wowzers me trousers. Yes, indeed. Sign me up. Caledonia F1 says 2013 was the year Vettel decided to win 9 races in a row. TMY was 100 when that happened. GTA 6. Hookster was 77 when Lewis Hamilton arrived in Formula 1. Correct. He was 82. He was actually 82. Hookster was 78 when Tayside Regional Council went bust. Jeez. Sinbad carrying Marina over his shoulder. Most of the videos on GTA 6 launch will be how broken and bugged it is. Yes. So I might be there for that because I got a lot of views on my F1 2015 glitch videos, if you remember that. Hookster was 90 when Lewis Hamilton won his 7th World Championship. Hookster 101 years old. How the TMY household react to Hamilton... Oh. That's the first timer, people. That's the first timer gone off. Oh my God, I've got to get through these comments. How the TMY household react to Hamilton brilliant it at China 2007. Hookster was 93 when Woolworths closed. Dave, just rename the channel to Games PlayStation and then you can review the PS5. That's true. I might have to do that one day because the F1's drying up a little bit. Yes, I might have to do that. I'm still waiting to get that damn rally game. Oh no! Sinbad carrying Marina over his shoulder. Hookster was 58 when Senna won his first championship. No points, but maybe the sprint in a few weeks gets us back. TMY's mum is better than him, says Will. I agree. The Hookster was 46 when James Hunt won the world championship, says Lionel Plessy. Hookster was 100 when Rangers were dropped to Division 3. Stop it now, stop it! McLaren will never win a race this year, says Lionel Plessy. I agree with you. Moan Yorkshireman says Hookster was 63 when my local chippy burned down. Oh, God. Lol. How did you manage to burn it down, says the sisters? Wowzers, TMY. Did you still get your fish and chips, says Caledonia. Yeah, he did, but they were a bit burnt. Yes. The batter was well crispy batter it was. Lando Norris, worst champion of all time, says Will. I agree. Helium Trophy says James Hunt's championship was pretty wild in more ways than one. It was. Will says David Croft going to Download Festival potentially saved his life. Yes, it was. Yorkshireman, Mike Hawthorne, worst champion of all time. This is true. Sadly not. Turns out they were growing weed in the loft and the dodgy electric started the fire. No wonder we kept going back. That sounds like Yorkshire to me. David Croft should have seen Baby Metal at Download Festival. Yes, he should have done. So I should be blocked. Instead he saw Guns N' Roses. Totally disagree on that, Sire. Ian Trophy says he was a proto Boris Johnson. He was. Oops, as Britney Spears would say. Mike Hawthorne was actually from where I am from, Mexborough. Wow, was he really? Wow. Well, that's a claim to fame. Yes. Neighbourhood must have been high that night. Agreed. Sheffield still is better, says Will F1. Yes, it is. The worst champion is Jacques Villeneuve. What did he do after he won the title? Oh, yeah, he went to BAR. That's true. That is true. He went to BAR. Well, he stayed with Williams for the horrible, horrible liveried Williams, didn't he, of 1998? Oh, my God. Horrible. Then he went to BAR. What a mistake that was. Poor lad. He really was. How did BAR do in their debut season again? Oh, yes. How did they do? We hope to get pole and win the first race, said Craig Pillock. I'd say Villeneuve is the worst champion in F1. Yeah, quite possibly. Good ice hockey team, the Sheffield Steelers. Nice. Pretty knows me lunch, says Shane. You know, in 100 years' time, when the aliens or the AI have completely taken over the world, yeah, these chats are going to be preserved for all mankind, and they're going to look at these chats and go, what the ecky thump's going on here? They won every race that season, I think. Jacques Villeneuve was at least up there for like 5 years. Sinbad carrying Winnie over his shoulder. Norris is the worst from a driving point of view. Decision making, Villeneuve is the worst. Jacques Villeneuve traded Winfield for Lucky Strike. Yes, he did. 96, 97, but then did nothing after that. Villeneuve had more natural talent, but that doesn't say a lot. And that was because he had the best car. Once he had anything that wasn't right at the front, he did nothing. I'd go Hawthorne last. Phil Hill is probably second worst, and then Norris third worst. I'd almost say Alonso is the worst for decision making. Yes. Yes, definitely up there. Happy. Hello, Alex. He says, I'm from Bosnia. Tonight was a massacre. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, I hope you're okay. And my commiserations to Bosnia. Anyway, moving on. Also, Jacques Villeneuve is the worst champion because he didn't allow the people making F1 games to license his nut. That's true. Yes. It's Williams, driver number 1. Yes. He licensed his name to Jacques Villeneuve's Racing Vision, or should it be Racing Nightmare? Which should have come out on PS1, but it was so long in development they scrapped it, and then it came out on PS2 instead. But it shouldn't have come out at all because it was absolutely cracking awful. Damon Hill and Lando Norris is a real bar fight. Yes, it is. Hill over Norris. And by the time his name was licensed, he went to BAR. Dave prefers women's football. I wonder why. Yes, I wonder why. Norris is so weak, says Will. I know. Oh. And there it goes. Come on, Norris is so weak. Norris is so weak. That's where I got to. Oh my God, these comments, guys. I'm going to be here till midnight. Norris is so weak. That's where I got to. Norris is so weak. I got it. I know. Vettel, Hamilton chose Damon Hill. I missed Formula 1 racing at the Hockenheim ring. My poll said Lando Norris. In first place, Williams driver number 1. Just caught the end of that match. Shame it didn't work out for you. The goal was great though, from the sub to claw something back. And I keep telling him to watch women's cycling. I know. I must get round to it one day. I'd go Damon Hill above Norris as in better. TMY pretends to have an interest in football. I mean, you don't put all 35. Maybe some people thought Denny Hume. I don't know. Meanwhile, Scotland drank Boston Dry for the first time since Prohibition. Yes, they did. World Cup. I think I keep an eye on it. That's as much as I got as I got home. I put an option for other. He can't scroll all the way up, says Lionel Blessing. Alexa might score. Lol. Since we heard, even though we weren't there, Silverstone hosted the first ever Formula 1 race in 1950. You would be the type of person who would root against England, Josh. I just knew it. True Scissor Sisters. He really is. Win 107. 3 hours for one subject. Fixed is like a college lecturer that drives around a long Volvo. He is. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's an ex-college lecturer. He keeps saying that he taught kids from 11 to 18. So there you go. Funny that's not on his LinkedIn profile. You'd think being a teacher would be number one, wouldn't you? You'd think it would be there, top list of jobs. No. As far as I can see, he's a builder. That's the only actual qualification he's got is a builder. So yeah, very weird. Hookster was 25 for the 1950 British Grand Prix. Wow. He's still obsessed with Abu Dhabi. He sure is. Lovely lady. Imagine Fix's life if that race never ended that way. Yeah, imagine it. It would have been totally different. Fix's Abu Dhabi 2021 obsession is as bad as Shane's obsession over a certain scene in Sinbad. Love it. Love it. Get Josh's mum on this all season's rubbish. To call it bullshit is offensive to the bullshit. Broadmoor is missing one of its interns. You mean the scene where Sinbad carries Marina over his shoulder? TMY should phone Dave. Kinda correct. Tim Robbins. The Shawshank Redemption. Mike Crack talked out of his crack. He did. Was going to say the same thing. Mike Crack. Liam Lawson is overrated. I think Fix deletes comments that don't fit his mind. Oh, absolutely. I've seen loads of comments that he deletes. Anything that he doesn't like, and yet he claims he doesn't delete comments, but that's completely untrue because I've seen a real big thread of comments that he's deleted. He is Will. George Russell is pissing off TNY's mum. Tsunoda should have stayed over Lawson, but anyways, they believe he's a team leader. George and Russell is back on flat ground, to be honest. His lap was good. Too many subscriptions now in days. Way too many G's. Probably started charging for the voices and under threat of getting sued. Could be. I mean, I have to sign a disclosure at the start saying that this voice is mine and there's no way connected to any famous personality. Oh dear. But then they all do that. All those sites, even the free ones, you have to sign a little waiver saying, "Oh yeah, no, this is not a famous person whatsoever." No. Way too many G's. Probably started charging. Oh, I've done that one. These companies can go and do one. Yes, they can. £22 a month. Are you serious? Goodness gracious. Get them out of there. The AI voices are a problem, to be honest. Pretty nosebleed lunch. YouTube and the ads. It probably goes by American TV standards. Yeah, it probably does, to be fair. On ITV, it used to tell you when an ad break was coming because there was a black and white thing on the top right. Yes, you're quite right, Planet Plaza. You're quite right. Only on live programming, though, says Canada. And the winner is Shay Coburn, according to Paddock, due to TMY and Will dropping pounds. Pretty nosebleed lunch. KD is wrong about the rules. He didn't want it to come down to money, due to it making a whole thing rather pointless. Summer holiday, when your dreams come true. I really wish Formula 1 raced at the Nürburgring in 2015 and 2017, just like they did in 2009, 2011 and 2013, when they were sharing the German Grand Prix with the Hockenheim. YouTube will never allow for full ad control, as that's where they make most of their profit from. A summer holiday to Skegness, says Helium Trophy. Exactly, sisters. I stopped competing ages ago, Rugara. I mean, you're still picking up points in fairness. Has any race sharing ever worked in F1? Don't think so. Probably in the 50s. Josh down to 64th in 63rd. It's Jimmy Savile. Yes. Yes, it is. Shane says, do you think Formula 1 would have raced at the Nürburgring 2019 instead of the Hockenheim being a third race at the Nürburgring in 2020? I'm not quite sure on that one, Shane. Not quite sure. Paddock 69 coming for a paycheck. He may not score points. 1 in the morning will be when he'll finish. The Hookster beating the bin. Hookster will finish just before midnight. He will race through the comments in no time. The GOAT is rather wasted. He even picked up a penalty. Now Caledonia is lining him up. What do you mean race sharing? What happened to Leela? Yes, what happened to Leela? TNY, Will and Shane podium so far. Race sharing when 2 circuits share a spot on the calendar. No idea. Not seen her since what? 2022? 2021. One of those years. Scottish. You mean you liked Hockenheim and Nürburgring different 2000 when they were showing? Yeah, I did, yeah. No, sorry, you was talking to Caledonia. Yes, I believe so, Shane. Shane bought... oh my God. I'm starting to get an aneurysm here. And somewhere, Paddock69 has broken his iPad due to my TMY and Will spending super chats. As I've been saying, I really wish F1 raced at the Nürburgring in 2015 and 2017, like they did in 2009, 2011 and 2013. Dave had Lena disposed of after she rejected him. Shh, that's just a rumour. That's just a rumour. Yes. And she's tried to tell us he does not care anymore. Shame bot. Shame bot. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. That's the final whistle, as they say in football. So on the Formula 1 race at Nürburgring, Hookster was alive when Wall Street crashed. That was 1929. Come on. It was a shit film. It was. In fact, not only that, I think it was 3 hours long, so I'm sure Fix would have loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, yeah. He probably would have wished it was 6 hours long. Hookster was born before hit. Oh, God. Hookster saw the 1950 British Grand Prix at the age of 20. Okay, he's not that old, but he was 14 when World War II started. 25 even. Yeah, I remember Marathon Bars. Refused to buy stickers for a long time afterwards. I was about 5 or 6. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the thing. Formula 1 was originally going to race at the Nürburgring in 2015 and 2017, but the sharing the German Grand Prix with the Hockenheim fell apart. It's time for the Hookster to speed it up. Instead of Real F1 Gaming losing it on the second, Paddock69 picks up a penalty. He's lost quite a few points to Pesci this episode. Hookster was 87 when QPR were last in the EPL. Hookster was 88 years old when Teletext closed down and he could no longer go and do Bamboozle. Oh my God, I remember Teletext and that and Bamboozle. Dave was 423 when Hamilton won his 8th title in 20... Oh, wait. Sterling Moss beat best runner-up of all time. Dave was 424 when Fix started. Sheffield still. Hookster was 91 when Fix threw a tantrum over the 2021 Grand Prix. He was 96. Rumour has it that Fix smashed his TV. Paddock69 defended his title like Jack Villeneuve in 1998. Pretty knows me. No wins so far. No points in 2027 then. Less Sinbad, more Sylvania. Yes. Which is why F1 Fix hasn't watched an F1 race since. Exactly, Helium. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, exactly, Helium. Oh. Didn't BAR win every race in 1999? I'm sure they did. Well, they did in their head, yeah. Sinbad treated Marina like a baby when she carried her over his shoulder. Paddock69 might not score any points. BAR never won a race. We need the Hookster to do a video on that speed challenge. We do. Matt needs to return. We were still waiting for that JV Racing Nightmare review, Hookie. I know. It's coming. It's coming. BAR was just a team funded by Tobacco and Takuma Sato. Yes. What speed challenge game is that? It's on the PS2, Shane. It's Jack Villeneuve's Racing Nightmare. Challenge. Something like that anyway. The latter was Super Aguri. Apparently doesn't care though, like Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. Ah well, Sato was also at BAR. Ed Sheeran is garbage. Ed Sheeran is actually rather decent. Fix has a team called British American Raging. He definitely isn't happy. Equals isn't great though. Does Fixed have a woman in his life? Well, judging by his 3-hour videos, I'd possibly say no. Because I can't see any woman in his life letting him disappear into his bedroom for 3 hours. Well, unless he's watching porn. But to disappear in his bedroom for 3 hours and watch a video, I just can't see that whatsoever. No. So I'm going to say no. Obviously, I've got no idea, but I'm going to say no. Ed Sheeran ran out of the stuff you could use on a calculator to use as an album name. X is rather solid by Ed Sheeran. Absolutely. He's not a good singer. He does. Fix sleeps side by side with a yellow sweat-stained pillow. Oh my God. Division is okay. Multiplication is better. I wonder why Fix was sacked from being a teacher. Yes, I wonder why he was sacked from being a teacher. Yes, I wonder why. If it's even true, it's very up in the air about what Fix says, whether any of it's true. Yes, personally, I think 99% of it's all bullshit. Yes, all bullshit. There you go. There you go. He said in his last video that he was watching F1 in the late 80s. Now, I put that into Google, and that means he would be somewhere in the age of 50 to 56 years old. If he was, if the time when you watch F1 is correct, like even if you were little, he'd be in his 50s, and that doesn't quite compute because on his LinkedIn profile it says he did an Open University course in 2014. Now I put that into Google as well, and Google said mostly, of course there are differences, you can do Open University later in life, but if you were doing it on the normal time scale, then he would have been doing that in 2014. He would have been about 22, 24. So something is not quite adding up there. There's a lot of people on the internet that like to pretend that they're older or they saw stuff ages ago when they really couldn't have done because they weren't old enough. But there's a lot of people that do that. I've seen it loads of times. But something doesn't add up there. Yes, Z. What do you mean by X? Fix was a teacher. No wonder why some people are as thick as shit. That's true. The album of Ed Sheeran must have been Dave's teacher. Yes, he was. Yes. Oh, don't you worry your little heads about that. Yes, don't you worry about your little heads about that. You're all C-nuts, the lot of you. You're all C-nuts. Yes. Oh, dear. Hookster, Sinbad, legend. Bring back Winfield Williams. No. Imagine Fix judging an athletics. Oh, my God. Could you imagine that? Bring back MTV Syntech 4. Absolutely. Interesting, that. Bring back Pacific. Hookster's timer. Hookster's bedtime alarm. Bring back Andrea Moda. Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, got it. Bring back Andrea Moda. Dave was alive during the American Civil War. Bring back the Life F1 team. Hookster was alive when FDR was president. Dave was alive during East Stirlingshire's last top flight season in Scotland. Hookster was 100 when Lando Norris won the championship. Hookster was 85 when Sebastian Vettel first won a championship. Dave was alive during the foundation of the Royal Bank of Scotland. 2018 was originally meant to be Formula One's last race at Hockenheim, as they agreed to have one more there in 2019. The hell continues, says it. Yes, it does. Hookster was 20 when Ferrari first raced in F1. And in 2019, Mercedes had a nightmare of their home Grand Prix. BAR. 2019, Germany solid. And I'm away next week. Top of the Pots 2000 begins next week as well. Oh, no. Dave needs to play Michael Schumacher kart in 2000. Yes. Women. I've seen the lineup. Steps, S Club 7, Finger Boys, Shania Twain and Westlife. All the classics. All the modern classics then. Agreed. Do you agree that Sinbad treated Marina like a baby when he carried her over his shoulder? Absolutely, Shane. The Sinbad obsession is getting weird. Sadly, Top of the Pots won't air the last episode. Dom sacked again. Now then, says Lionel Plessy. He must have got sacked for pestering a female co-worker. Quite possibly. Dave and Fix needs to collab. Oh my God, could you imagine it? Saying that, Jimmy Fixit, if you're watching, because I'm sure he is, because I'm sure he's an avid viewer, if you are watching, then here is a personal invite to you. Come on this podcast. I will allow you to say whatever you want, okay? But I will want to say a few things myself. But if you are watching, come on this podcast. Now, I know you never show your face. That's your prerogative. So you can come on as voice only, but come on this podcast because there's lots of people out here who would like to hear what you've got to say. Yeah, so send me a message. Everyone knows how to contact me. You can contact me on here, but I've got lots of other social media crap. So if you're watching, I'm sure you are. I'm sure he's not. Then come on this podcast, and we'll have a nice 3 hour. Yeah, we'll have a nice 3 hour debate. Oh my God, at least. Yeah, there's an offer. Oh well. Get Sarah Cox on this all season's rubbish. Yes. Why is it getting weird? Sarah Cox. Get Savannah is what the hell on this? What? You did that on purpose because you knew I couldn't read it, didn't you? You little tinker, Mr. Helium Trophy. You did that on purpose because you knew I wouldn't be able to read it. I can do Sylvania or Sylvan, whatever. Sarah Cox is doing a Radio 2 breakfast show next month, taking over from Scott Mills. Whatever happened to him? Yeah, whatever happened to Scott Mills? Interesting. It's getting real weird quick. Scott Mills got sacked for prank calling a Scottish pizza shop. Oh my God. BBC Radio 2 getting better. Get Chris Brown on this all season's rubbish. Radio 2 is rubbish. Get Shane Bott. 1. Next week will be Radio 4 long waves. Last week, Hookster will need to update his radio. I've still got a radio with long wave, don't you know? Pretty knows me lunch. Excuse my sarcasm. Dave was alive when the gunpowder plot was foiled. He was Paddock. Dave was 51 when Steve Wright in the Afternoon started. Dave was 20 when the BBC Light programme was replaced with Radio 2. Dave and Wonderful should collab, said Mr. Yes, that'll be a thing. Dave was 37 when Radio 1 started, as Hamilton fans. Do you know the other examples of how Sinbad treated Marina like a baby? I don't, Shame. Hookster and the social media crap. Yes. Dave was 25 when Desert Island Disc was first broadcast. Dave was 21 when The Archer started, Sarah Cox. And we absolutely won't mock you, Fixed. You reckon he brought that? Yes, possibly. No, we won't mock you. I'm sure we won't. But I will ask you a lot of questions. I guarantee you that. I will ask you a lot of questions because I'm completely intrigued. And there'll only be a few about Abu Dhabi. I'll tell you that lot. Yes, there's so much I'd like to know. He's spelling it out. Eyes saw Modin. I saw Modin. Got it. I saw Modin. Thank you for that. There you go. Hookster was 11 when World War One started. Well, I have to do a spoof on to fix thanks to a failed bet. Yes, you do. Dave was 60 when Sport on 2 finished on BBC Radio 2. Get George Russell on this all season's rubbish. Dave was 65 when BBC Radio 5 Live started. Get Lando Norris on this all season's rubbish. Dave was 52 when Brookside started. He was. Dave was 9 when World War 2 started. Dave was 70 when River City started. Dave was 18 when NASCAR started. So you're not sure about that, Dave? If Formula 1 was raced. No, I'm not. Shame. Dave was 84 when Pointless First Aid. Dave was 51 when Only Fools and Horses started. I've done it! I've got to the bloody end and my voice is now going. Thank God I did the all seasons commentary this morning. Oh my goodness, that's it. I've got to the end. I'm done. Wowzers. Get Charles Leclerc. Dave was 76 when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire started. Right, that's it, everyone. Before I go, I've got to do this for Mr. Pessy because I promised. Oh my goodness, I almost went upside down then. Here we go. Here is the singles chart for 1999 Christmas. Hi, pop pickers. At number 40, it's Christina Aguilera with Genie in a Bottle. 39 was the final countdown, Europe. 38, I Learned from the Best, Whitney Houston. 37, Turn Your Lights Down Low by Bob Marley. 36 was Blue by Eiffel 65. 35 is Right Now by Atomic Kitten. New entry at 34, Just Wave Hello by Charlotte Church. 33, A Christmas Kiss by Daniel O'Donnell. 32 was Under Pressure, Pushing Down on Me, Pushing Down on... I'm feeling that now, by Queen and David Bowie. 31, it's Tom Jones and Ceres with Baby It's Cold Outside. 30, Talking in Your Sleep by Martine McClutchan. Jesus Christ, what happened to her? 29, That's the Way It Is by Celine Dion. 28, Flying Without Wings by Westlife. 27, Big Boys Don't Cry by Lolly. Oh my goodness. At 26, it's Will 2K by Will Smith. Will Smith. Get your wife's name out of your fucking mouth. 25, I Shall Be There by Bewitched. 24, Keep On Moving by 5. 23, Communication. Mario, I don't even know that one. 22, Northern Star by Melanie C. 21, Horny Horns by Perfect Phrase. Top 20. 20, She's the One by Robbie Williams. 19, It's Only Rock and Roll. 18, A Little Bit of Luck by DJ Luck. 17, Everybody. 16, Still My Sunshine by Len. 15, I Try by Macy Gray. 14, King of My Castle by the Wham-Do Project. Number 13, if I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time by R. Kelly. I bet he wish he could now. At number 12, Every Day I Love You by Boyzone. Number 11, Back in My Life by Alice DJ. Top 10 for 1999 Christmas. Number 10, Kiss, When the Sun Don't Shine by the Venga Boys. Number 9, Barber's Adagio for Strings by William Orbit. Number 8, Mr. Hankney, The Christmas Pooh. New entry. Number 7, new entry, Say You'll Be Mine by Steps. Number 6, Rewind the Crowd Say, Bo Selector, Artful Dodger featuring Craig David. 5, new entry, 2 in a Million, You're My Number One by S Club 7. Number 4, another new entry, The Cuban Boys with I can't even say that one. Number 3, a re-entry for Imagine by John Lennon. The Millennium Prayer was at number 2 by Cliff Richard. The number 1 was I Have a Dream by Westlife. I've done it. I've bloody done it. He's got to the end. She was voted Netherlands Sexiest Woman of the Year. Wowzers. Get Bea van der Veers on. Yes, well done, Dave. Thank you. Would you rather be locked in a room with Fixed or Peter Sutcliffe? To be honest, Peter Sutcliffe, any time. I would not be like to be locked in a room with Fixed. No. Yes, he has. Pick of the Pops, Christmas Chart, Revival. Just Wave Hello, Daniel O'Donnell, Talking in Your Sleep. I hated that Space Series. Yeah, that was horrible. Will Smith. I haven't heard some of those songs. Me neither. It was rubbish. R. Kelly, Dilfs, King of the Castle. Have you watched any? Yes, I have, Shane. Damn, Mr. Say You'll Be Mine. The Millennium. Okay. Jesus. We're done. We're done, everyone. My voice is almost dead. And it's time for the top fans. Oh, my God. Oh, jeez Louise. Right, here we go. Where's it gone? Oh, I've got it in the wrong place. Put that over there and put that down there. And right, here we go, everyone. It's time for this week's top fans. We've got 10 people in the top fans this week. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. At number 10, it's Alex Pantic, live from Bosnia. He says it's a massacre. I'm very, very sorry. At number 9, it's Matthew 7657. At number 8, it's, oh my goodness, he's doing as bad as well as McLaren are doing this season. Whoopsie, whoopsie. It's the Scissor Sisters, 4369. At number 7 this week, we have, it's Mr. Rugara. At number 6, it's Caledonia F1. So the top 5 for this week. At number 5 it's Helium Trophy. At number 4, it's the Master of Mirth, Lionel Plessy. So the top 3 for this week. I'm pretty sure if you've got one brain cell in your head, you'd probably know what the top 3 is going to be. But we're going to do it anyway. At number 3, it's Shane Coburn 2023. And number 2 is going to be, it's Will F1, which means the top fans for this week is the Moaning Yorkshireman. The Moaning Yorkshireman is number 1, and, you know, it has no reflection whatsoever on the monetary contribution that was handed out earlier. No, it's just he's there. He is there. He's finally made it to a number 1 in a chart. He really has. But I'm sorry, Josh. Will F1 is still the number 1 Yorkshireman in my eyes. I'll tell you why. Because he's consistent. Will turns up here every single week. He's a devoted fan. And you turn up here, what? 3-4 times a year? At the most? 3 or 4 times a year. You know? So you can't beat that kind of devotion. He's a proper Yorkshireman. I bet you he drinks Yorkshire tea as well. Because I bet you don't. I bet you pretend you do. But I reckon you're a Tetley man myself. Or a PG... I reckon you're a PG Tips man. Yeah, I reckon you sit there drinking the old PG Tips. Yes, you do. I bet you don't even touch the Yorkshire tea anymore. Anyway, there you go, everyone. Oh, my goodness. That has been insane tonight. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. His voice is 10 to midnight. It is. My dad's head must have been sore when the charts were announced. I'm sure the Hookster knows more songs in the 1999 chart than the 2000 chart. I do, Lionel Plessy, yes. Top Fans, Massacre, Some Salt with My Fish. Oh, I've watched a few, Shane. Picking up points, correct. Big result, 5th for the Alpine. Rugard, all my days, he couldn't be a Twinings. No, he's not a Twinings. Definitely not a Twinings. R. Kelly, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch that. I said nothing, move along now. Exactly. And on that note, everyone, it's time for me to say good night. And thank you all for joining me tonight. You have been awesome, as always. As always, for me and Mr. TB the Bear, I'm absolutely sweating now. I am literally, it's pouring off my head because I'm sitting in this room. All the doors are shut. All the windows are shut as well because my, don't want to make me sound carry. And I am literally boiling now. Boiling. But anyway. Thanks from me and Mr. TB the Bear. TB the Bear. Did you enjoy that, TB? He says, no, shut up. It's bedtime. Okay. You get down there. TB naked. Oh, my goodness. What a thing. Anyway, that's it, everyone. Oh, my voice is just, I can feel it dying. I can feel my voice dying, so I've got to stop now. Anyway. Thank you, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. I would just say thank you to everybody by reading it out from the fans. Thank you to Alex, Matthew, Scissor Sisters, Caledonia, Helium, Mr. Regara, Lionel Plessy, Shane, Will, and the Moaning Yorkshireman. Thank you to everyone. Oh no, TB has no clothes on again. No, it's hot. It's hot. R. Kelly was best mates with the Pope. Quite possibly. Anyway, thank you, everyone. You've been awesome, as always. No Grand Prix this weekend. Look. That's sweat, everyone. Sweat. Look. I'm a sweaty Betty. That's genuine sweat. Yes, I haven't sweat this much since 1982. Anyway, let's move on. Bit of brandy and you'll be fine. Yes, that's what I need. Nice bit of brandy and I'll be fine. Wowzers. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Awesome, as always. I'll say no Grand Prix this weekend. Next week it is Austria at the A1. Yeah, no Grand Prix, Mr. Regala. Yeah, we got a break. I don't actually know when they come on, but I did look at this one before I came on. So there's no Grand Prix this week. It's back next week. I think it's going to be at least a double header because we must have Silverstone coming up soon as well. So that's going to be probably 3 on the trot. Anyway, so there you go, everyone. Thank you for watching tonight. You've been awesome as always. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you and good night.